You walk into a bar. You see a beautiful woman. Your eyes meet. You think, oh, she's looking into my eyes. Connection established. No. In those 3 seconds while you were thinking about her eyes, she already scanned your hands, your shoulders, your shoes, your posture, and how you're holding your glass, and delivered her verdict. You haven't even opened your mouth yet, but she already knows yes or no. Today, we're going to break down exactly what women see in the first seconds of meeting you, where their gaze is actually directed, and why you're losing the battle before it even begins. Welcome to the dark side of female perception. In 2007, a group of scientists from the University of Vienna conducted an experiment that changed everything we knew about first impressions. They put special glasses with eye trackers on women, devices that track eye movement with millimeter precision. Then they showed them photographs of men. Full height, regular clothes, neutral facial expressions. The task was simple. Rate attractiveness from 1 to 10. But the scientists weren't interested in the ratings. They were interested in where the eyes looked. The results? Women did not look at the eyes. Not first. The first place their gaze went? Hands and forearms. Then shoulders and chest. Then the hip area. And only then, the face. This entire route took less than 2 seconds. 2 seconds. And the verdict was already delivered. But wait, why hands? What's so special about hands? To understand this, we need to go back 100,000 years. Imagine, you're a woman in a tribe of hunter-gatherers. Around you, a wild world, predators, hostile tribes. Starvation. Your task? Choose a man who will ensure survival for you and your children. You don't have time for long conversations. No questionnaires, no dinner dates. You need to assess him in seconds by external signs. And what will tell you the most? Hands. Hands are survival tools. He hunts with them. He builds shelter with them. He defends you from enemies with them. He holds weapons with them. Large, strong hands with pronounced veins, and that's a marker of high testosterone. And high testosterone means strength, dominance, ability to protect. Thin, weak hands? Your ancient brain says, this one won't survive, and neither will you with him. Is this harsh? Yes, but evolution doesn't care about political correctness. Okay, hands make sense. But what else is included in this scanning? A 2015 study from Cambridge added more details. Women were shown silhouettes of male bodies with different proportions. No faces, no clothes, just outlines. The task? Choose the most attractive. The winner? Shoulder-to-waist ratio of 1.6 to 1. Broad shoulders, narrow waist. The classic V shape. This ratio is also a testosterone marker. The higher the level of male hormones during puberty, the wider the shoulders relative to the waist, and the female brain reads this. Instantly. Unconsciously. You can be wearing an expensive suit. You can drive an expensive car. You can be witty and charming. But if your body doesn't pass the primary filter, you're starting from a negative. Now let's talk about what nobody says out loud. Posture. In 2016, scientists from the University of California conducted an experiment with a dating app. They created 2 profiles of the same man. Same face, same clothes, same description. The difference was one thing. In the first photo, he stood with shoulders back and spine straight. In the second, slightly hunched. The result? The profile with straight posture got 87% more right swipes. 87%. Same appearance, same clothes, just different posture. Why? Because posture is a status signal. Dominant individuals occupy space. They square their shoulders, they don't shrink. A hunched back tells the ancient brain, I'm not confident, I'm not a leader. I'm not a threat to competitors. And the female brain reads this faster than you can consciously process it. All right, hands, shoulders, posture. What else? Shoes. Yes, seriously. Shoes. A 2012 study showed that women can determine a man's income with 70% accuracy just from his shoes. Not from clothing overall, specifically from shoes. Why? Because shoes are what men most often cheap out on, and what women most often pay attention to. Dirty, worn-out shoes? Signal. He doesn't take care of himself. Or he has no money, or both. Clean, quality shoes? Signal. He pays attention to details. He has resources. He knows how to present himself. Is this unfair? Maybe, but that's how the system works. And now, the darkest part. Women don't realize they're doing this. Ask any woman. What do you look at first when meeting a man? She'll say, his eyes, his smile, his sense of humor. And she's not lying. She genuinely believes this. But the eye tracker doesn't lie. MRI doesn't lie. Physiological responses don't lie. Her conscious brain says, personality matters to me. Her ancient brain, the one that makes decisions in milliseconds, says, show me the hands, shoulders, and posture. Then we'll talk about personality. This isn't bad or good, it's just biology. 100,000 years of evolution encoded in the subconscious. So what does this mean for you? First, you can't change your height or finger length, but you can change what you control. Posture, can be trained. Shoulder width can be trained. How you carry your body in space can be trained. Second, details matter. Hands should be well-groomed. Shoes, clean. Clothes, fitting your body properly. This isn't about money. It's about self-attention. Third, understand that the game starts before the first word. You can be a genius conversationalist, but if your body already said no, you'll be playing catch-up. She looks at you for 3 seconds. In those 3 seconds, she sees more than you could tell her in 3 hours. She doesn't read minds. She reads bodies. And the only question is, what is your body telling her? Next time you walk into a room, remember, the scanning has already begun. Subscribe if you want to know the truth about how women actually evaluate men. Not what they say, what they see. See you next time.